What's up, everybody? Donnie B. Learn Pro Recording. You know, the site that not only shows you how to do a recording, but more importantly, and just as important, how to get paid for it. Hey, man, today I've got some cool stuff for you. We're going to talk about inserts versus sends. If you look right up here, you go check out the video from last week about auxiliary sends, auxiliary buses, that kind of thing. So today we're going to discuss inserts versus sends. Now, what this means, look, there's kind of a rule in what we do. There's not a lot of rules in what we do here in audio production and audio mixing, but there's kind of a guideline we kind of stick to. Here's the deal. When we talk about equalization, 100% insert. No question. There's absolutely no reason to send a portion of your signal to an equalizer. You want to equalize all the frequencies in the entire signal. Insert. Whenever you're dealing with EQs, insert. Now, compression. We're going to talk about this a little bit later. I'm going to show you some graphs and stuff. But compression, 50-50. Half the time you can insert, half the time you send to. There's other things we can do, which we're going to talk about in a minute. But with compression, it's 50-50, okay? Time-based effects, reverbs, delays, choruses, phasers, 100% send to. I know some of you guys are going to argue with me about this, and I agree. Fine. However you do you, there's ways to do that. Next week, we're going to talk about reverbs and sends and sending to reverbs and inserting reverbs and delays. We're going to talk about that next week. I don't know, you guys are noticing we're in a little pattern here. So next week we're going to discuss time-based effects. But this week it's all about inserts versus sends. Now, you can insert a reverb and use the little mix knob. That can get a little tedious if you've got a big-ass session you're working on, like an R&B vocal session. Woo, that can get crazy. So let me talk to you about this stuff. I'm going to show you I've got a little slideshow here for you with some graphics. I'm going to talk to you about that. And then at the end, I've got some cool stuff for you. I got some free stuff for you coming up. So hang on. Let's get to the presentation. Okay, here we are. Inserts versus sends. All right, here's some definition of inserts if you like. An insert's a method of directly integrating an audio effect or processing unit into the signal path of the channel or the track. It allows you to insert the effect directly into the chain, altering the sound in real time. Here's how it works. You insert an effect unit, such as a compressor, EQ, or distortion plugin, into the insert slot of a track or channel. The audio signal passes through it and it is affected by whatever you've inserted. Okay? Inserts are commonly used for applying effects or processing on individual tracks or channels by inserting an effect directly into the signal path. All right. Now, the way a send works. A send, also known as an auxiliary send, remember we talked about this last week, or an aux send, is a method of routing a portion of an audio signal to an auxiliary channel or a bus. It allows you to create a parallel path for processing the audio independently of the original signal. Here's how it works. You create a send from a track or channel and route it to the auxiliary bus. That audio is then split, with a portion of it being sent to the auxiliary channel while still maintaining the original signal. On the auxiliary channel, you can apply things like a reverb, a delay, a chorus to process the audio independently. The processed audio from the aux bus is then sent back to the mixer on a separate channel for possibly more processing, such as inserting an EQ before the reverb is really popular, especially for vocals. You can look it up. It's called the Abbey Road trick. We're going to talk about this more. Again, we're going to talk about this more next week. Sends are commonly used for applying effects to multiple tracks simultaneously, creating a sense of cohesion or space in the mix, for creating headphone mixes for musicians, etc. So here's a graphic of the main signal. There's no insert, there's no send. There's just a signal going from point A to point B coming out, okay? Here's another one with an EQ inserted on the main signal. As you can see, all of the signal runs through this equalizer. It's really simple. Equalization, insert. All right, remember last week we talked about the auxiliary signal. Here's how it works. Some of the signal goes out of the main signal onto another track, basically a bus, an auxiliary signal, and that could be sent to, let's say, a reverb unit. You can adjust how much goes into the reverb as well as how much comes out, because the out of the reverb comes back onto another channel on the mixer. Okay, dynamics control. We talked about it earlier. 50% insert, 50% send. Okay, here is a little graph of a Pro Tools session. I'm actually going to make this downloadable for you. There'll be a link in the YouTube description down below. So what I've done is I've created some different scenarios of compression that you guys can look at. Download this. Make sure you pay attention to the routing of the buses and the routing of the outputs of everything, okay? So one is just simply inserted. A compressor is simply inserted. The second one there is a serial compression, which means you can use more than one compressor on a signal. I sometimes use one on a vocal to like really hardcore compress a little bit to capture just the peaks, and then I'll use another compressor to smooth everything out. So you can use more than one compressor. Don't feel like you can't. Parallel compression. This is set up to parallel compress. This is one way of doing it. There are multiple ways of doing this. This is the preferred way, I think, to send to your compression signal via an auxiliary bus output. That way you get more control of what's going into the compressor and also what's coming out of the compressor. Then we have a side chain compression. This is a little bit more difficult to understand for someone that doesn't really know about this stuff, but you can use one signal to trigger a compressor on another signal. I know it's getting deep here. We're going to probably do a whole nother video just on compression, just so we all understand what compression is. Download the template, open it up in your Pro Tools for you guys that are on Pro Tools, and look at it. See how it's routed. That'll help explain what side chaining is. Now, you can side chain, say, use the kick drum signal to send to the bass guitar. So every time the kick drum hits, the bass guitar jumps a little bit and pops out a little bit more. So that's what we would use side chaining for. It's great for synth pop, stuff like that. You guys that produce these styles of music, you understand this. It's pretty simple. Okay, in summary, sends are used for creating parallel processing paths where processed audio is mixed back into the original signal, while inserts are used for directly integrating effects into the signal path of the track or the channel. Both techniques have their own application and are often used together in mixing to achieve the desired results. Man, this sounds like I know what I'm talking about, huh? Anyway, here's the free download. If you guys go to learnprorecording.com/comp template, that will get you the download for the day. It's absolutely free, ladies and gentlemen. Go enjoy that. Let me know if you have any trouble downloading it. Sometimes the links get lost, and we recently had one where the link was broken from the YouTube description, and I don't really notice it. I don't really notice it because I don't go download my own stuff because I already have it. If you guys do find a broken link, please let me know in the description, and that way I can fix it right away, okay? All right, appreciate you. LearnProRecording.com/comp template. Download your free Pro Tools compression template. So, hey, I hope some of this was helpful for you. And remember, if you do have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can reach out to me here at Learn Pro Recording. info@LearnProRecording is my email. And if you want to, you can just leave a comment down below. And you know what? If you want, here's the download for you again. LearnProRecording.com/comp template. Go grab that template, man. It's 100% free. Can't miss out. What I want to do now is I want to share with you the other video from last week is right here. Go check that out. Hey, and while you're there, go ahead and subscribe for me. You know it helps us out with this YouTube channel thing, and we can keep bringing this stuff to you for free. Let me know if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns. My name is Donnie B. I'm out of here. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.